It's the Pigcast!
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the third annual Pickopedia Meetup and Live Pigcast combo events.
I have a question. If you put a yellow Pikmin in the microwave, would they die?
And how better to introduce one of our newcomers? Everyone, welcome Kyle.
Yeah, it's me. I'm here.
Or as he is known on the interwebs, Genghis Kyle.
Joe did some inappropriate motioning around his neck.
Amazing start. I like how Windows is trying to update my computer now. And it wants me to restart.
So how should we do introductions after Kyle? Or are we just gonna go around?
Okay.
Well, I'd say we start. So we already did a newcomer.
Introduction started with Kyle going that way, I say.
Turn down the music. It's a little bit loud.
The music shouldn't be playing.
I mean, it should be playing.
It's done.
Okay. Just making sure.
Alright,
So-
sorry that was loud.
So I guess we'll continue introducing from Kyle around, unless you
Yeah.
want you need to introduce.
Okay,
Yeah.
I am Nathan, aka Creative Sushi.
Newcomers right here.
Yeah, I'm here for the third year in a row. I'm an OG.
Wow.
We have another newcomer.
That's your cue. You go. Oh, sorry. I thought you were gonna introduce me.
No.
Sorry, I'm Johnny.
Username?
Oh no, I just go by Johnny.
He's Johnny.
Yeah,
I'm
Johnny. I'm just Johnny.
You can go by my username if you want.
I'll go by Kyle's username. Wait, what's his Kyle?
People are already saying I smell in the comments.
Hey,
Good.
come on.
Oh,
That's not
I wonder
nice.
who could have started that.
Listen, it's not easy to be a fish.
Especially on land.
Especially a dead fish.
A dead raw fish.
A raw dead fish, alright?
It was 118 too.
I'd say, all things considered, I smell pretty good.
Here we have Kevin. He's our next introduction. What's up, guys? My name is Korg. Kind of like the leader around here. As you can plainly see, I'm made of rocks, but don't let that intimidate you. Unless you're made of scissors. Just a little rock, paper, scissors joke for you.
That's actually Kevin.
Yeah, what's up, guys? The Sneaky Spy, as you probably know me. That's me.
Tell me one.
He is
fact.
also a newcomer.
Why are you
Tell me one
handing me
fact
the
about
melt
yourself.
stick?
Huh?
Tell me one fact about yourself.
One fact about myself. You're putting me on the spot.
If you're so important, like.
If I'm so... That's true, Korg. I'm the tallest one here. There we go.
I don't
true.
think that's... Is that true?
I used
a lot of people that
Actually,
agree
no, I
with
think
that.
he's actually
Is he
right. I think
Ryan and I used to be the
Are you
Even
tallest.
taller than Ryan? Hold up, Ryan, come over here.
I think he's ever so slightly taller than Ryan.
Is he?
Here.
I know you guys can't see this,
Let's
but...
compare each other's lengths.
Oh,
Back,
man.
back, back, back.
Huh? Okay, everybody just stay. Look, I think he is. It could just
Holy
be his
cow.
hair. It could be his hair.
And I do me.
He's taller.
I'll do
And
you.
now do me, please.
Sure enough.
Yeah, I think Kevin might be like an inch, maybe half an inch taller.
Yeah.
He might be the tallest person here at a whopping 7'4".
He might have been the
I'm
tallest
probably-
person to ever walk into your house.
I'm also probably the lightest person here.
Yeah, he's
I don't
very.
know.
Actually, no, dude.
Tiny.
Johnny,
Yeah, see, that's the
Johnny weighs
thing.
like 121.
25.
Oh,
See,
okay,
that's the
okay.
thing.
He's got me beat.
You're tall, but it's like
That's
you don't
impressive.
recognize it because you're
Dude,
so
I picked
small
him up
everywhere
earlier.
else.
Yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
realize I picked him up.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm Skitterleaf. You may know me as Yamat392. You can call me Tommy. That's my name. That's me. Do I need to tell myself? No, there's no facts about me on the internet. Okay, I'm not real.
It's I can tell a fact about Tommy.
Oh no.
What's that?
He likes hot chocolate.
It's true.
Yes.
I like
he's a
hot chocolate.
connoisseur.
I don't like Swiss Miss. Check out my YouTube. I've got plenty of reviews on hot cocoa products. You know, all you need to know. Hot topic. Sorry, not hot topic. It is a hot topic, but hot chocolate. Hot chocolate accessories. You know it. You name it, I got it.
Propane.
I also sometimes. No, I actually don't make Pikmin videos anymore.
Is this plugged in?
I
It's gonna
should.
die.
But I don't.
Bless you.
I'll make Pikmin videos as soon as Nintendo announces Pikmin 4.
That's not gonna happen.
Hey, don't rule it out. Okay.
For
Next
the
up.
second year in a row,
Hello, it's Omega Zero.
it's Omega Zero.
Omega.
I'm sorry, I didn't make it right.
Is he a brand of waffles now?
Omega.
For the second year in a row,
I'm gonna eat you.
it's Omega
Going to chat
Zero.
with online strangers at Omega.
Oh my god.
No.
Yeah, we got Joe here. Twice as sexy.
Thank you.
Next
And then
person.
there's me, Simon Von Hertel 999, third year in a row as well. So I am here again.
For those of you who don't remember, he was the one the first year that we played Bingo Battle for like 8 hours straight.
Oh
because
yes,
In glorious
Josh and I,
110 degree
yes.
heat.
When that AC went out and we were both dying, and it was almost like a game of strip bingo because every time it was like so hot. Never mind. You know what? That was a weird fact. Continuing on.
I broke.
Welcome guys. This is a newcomer, Broke. I need to go crank his gears.
I'm actually the broke one here.
Hang on.
Alright.
I have to be rebooted.
This will only hurt a little bit.
Hello, this is Luther, also known as Tricky Berry. I run this thing and I pay for everything. Earlier today, I spent almost $200 on pizza.
Thank you, Luther.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Luther.
Luther.
Man, how do you have money?
Luther, I'm gonna
He has a job.
Luther exists. Literally bleeds currency.
That's your turn.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought I was gonna be introduced. All right. Well, my name is Katie, also known as My Fair Katie. I have been here all 3 years, but I've never actually played with the guys. But I've always been their cheerleader in the background. But this will be my first year actually doing the tournament, so I look forward to it.
Heck yeah.
Come on, you have to at least say your signature line.
What's up, party people? It is Dreaded Demon here. Everyone knows me as Brian Bucks. You guys know me as the king, the champion of last year bingo battle. I still hold the trophy, even though I lost it, and I haven't realized till yesterday. But we are here back, and I'm here to reclaim my prize. So apparently, some people have been rooting for Scruffy. I'm going to crush your dreams, okay? Because I am going to win this.
Excuse
And
me.
ignore that person. And I'll reclaim my prize. You guys don't usually hear me because I am literally the shadow of the pitcast. I do the undercover work. Literally.
Ryan did win last year.
You won second place, which is first place for losers. I will reclaim our champion, and my small fan base of 2 people, we will win the bet.
Woo!
They're the two.
Let's see what happens. And last but not least,
Oh God, there's Josh over
Who's
there.
Josh?
Josh.
No, I guess I'm out here, guys.
I didn't even see him sitting.
Arguably one of the most important parts of
Who are you?
Pitcast for the longest time.
Hello, everyone. I'm Josh, aka JPM Rocks. Usually I open everything, but due to uncontrolled circumstances, I was unable to. So we had Nathan yell at everyone for like a minute at the start.
I get strict
Whoa,
when I'm
hey
stressed.
guys, come on.
And so, yeah. So I'm here for the third year in a row. I usually get like middle place. Yeah, that's it. And then, finally, most importantly, I guess that everyone here has been very, very. Oh, I don't know if they've been excited to hear about that. I really haven't.
I've
I know I
received
have.
many requests.
Many requested, probably the most requested Pickcord member.
Not Chugga Conroy.
Not Chugga Conroy. Not Arlo.
No,
But
Hello, I'm Scruffy.
We got Scruffy, guys. We actually have the real living PewDiePie here in the room with us.
I've seen him now. In order to verify the fact that he's not a robot and we're not just recording his voices, Scruffy, what's... Shoot, that's.
Hold on, wait, I gotta get
questions.
to the timestamp to play his voice. What are we?
My soundboard stopped working. What? And today, this is my first time. I'm really. Thank you so much for what.
Guys, what did you do, Joe?
I don't know.
Press the wrong button.
Stop touching the buttons!
You're messing it up more.
This is my first time being at a live Wikipedia meetup, and I'm really excited to be here. I'm very excited to test my mettle against these guys in bingo battle, and yeah, I'm very happy to be here.
There, that was the right one. Okay.
Finally, Joe, give me the controls.
Fine.
So yeah, that's the kind of.
And so that is everybody. We have the most people that have ever been here in one event. We have all the newcomers we have all the people from last year, from the previous years, plus 4 newcomers, including Kyle, who's currently doing an exorcism on the floor.
Everyone
He's not
is
doing
here.
exorcism, he needs an
Everyone
exorcism.
is here.
Wikipedia Ultimate.
Listen, if I keep the demon in my body, he'll take me over and I'll try to eat Scruffy.
You know, maybe
didn't
at
need
least
the
you'd be
network,
quiet
guys.
while you're eating them.
Ew.
So,
I don't have.
So going back to what was spoken about earlier, if any of y'all watched the tournament, actually, at this point, I would like to play the tournament for y'all. If anyone missed it,
The tournament trailer.
the tournament trailer. Excuse me.
We've already got the tournament right now.
Yeah, it turns out the whole thing was pre-recorded, guys.
So,
Ryan won.
without further ado, those who have not witnessed this trailer, I will show it now. All right, so that was the trailer.
I hope y'all enjoyed it because the actual thing's gonna be, as you saw, July 20th, this Friday.
At 6 p.m. CST.
EST, that's EST. It's
EST.
Yeah,
CST.
5 p.m. CST,
5
6
p.m.
p.m. EST.
I mixed them up.
And if anyone here lives in the UK,
It'll be 9.
I don't know what time it'll be.
It'll be 9. It'll be
Just
11,
do a Google
It'll
search.
be 11 p.m. GMT. Okay.
Yes.
11 p.m. GMT. But there is something we need to talk about here. In the trailer, if you saw it now or before, we had Johnny as a participant, but due to unforeseen circumstances, Johnny will not be able to participate.
Boo!
So in his place, we have
Kyle.
Katie. who will be participating in the tournament.
Yes,
Heck yeah.
she will be our newest member who will play the game with us.
She will do her best to imitate
To
all of
destroy you.
Johnny's mannerisms and voice.
So we're
Johnny.
taking her through a course on all of the history of Pikmin and all of everything related to Shigeru Miyamoto and his livelihood, how he was raised, how he learned, was given the idea of Pikmin by throwing rocks at people,
I'm ready.
training diligently for the event for the 5 days, I think it is, until, right? It's the 15th today. So. Yeah.
Non-stop, 24/7. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess should we move on to the new enemy that was found in the first Pikmin game?
Yeah. So what's very interesting is, every once in a while we discover things that were hidden in the games. Recently, we've I think the most recent we found a bunch of stuff in Hey Pikmin.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of
Like
stuff in Hey
unusually
Pikmin.
high amount of unused content.
So there's still more shown for Hey Pikmin as well.
Yeah, dude, you
Yeah.
never saw it? Somebody data mined Hey Pikmin. There was literally over 30 unused enemies. Like some of them were
Oh damn.
looked finished. I
Yeah.
guess they just created too many and they didn't want to fit them in all together.
They didn't want to write all the articles for
Yeah.
them. They ran out of room in the Piclopedia thing.
Okay, actually though, I have a theory right now. Andre or SPO just didn't want to go through the trouble of having us write all the articles, so he conspired with Nintendo to just make there be less enemies, so that there'd be less work for us.
And then we discovered them because one of the Nintendo employees didn't get the cue that they were supposed to delete the files from the game, which ended up causing us more work for including all the unused enemies.
You know what? That's gonna be my headcanon regardless of whether or not that's true.
It backfired tremendously. But yeah, so what is odd that happened is that even though we usually find stuff in the more recent games, we actually found a unused enemy in the first Pikmin game. After over
17 years.
17 years.
Mhm.
So that's pretty crazy. Actually, Pikmin is one of the most difficult games that we've had in terms of modding and stuff. All the other games, although I don't think modding has happened much in Hey Pikmin. But we've had more issues with like the file types and
The
stuff in
original
Pikmin
Pikmin
1.
1 game is very weird in terms of file types because they have like ZZSZ files and all these other strange file types that really are only present in early GameCube games, which are like
Very custom.
Like my guess is like they were going to be on 64, but then they were switched over to GameCube kind of games, like that transition era kind of thing, because they're getting used to new tech. So they use a lot of really like weird and funky file extensions. So really, we've just never been able to get in there in detail because we don't know what a ZZXZZ S file is,
or how to open it.
So
But now we can, apparently, because someone... Who was it that discovered it? Do we know?
not the video we have is by Mr. Broccoli. So he technically was able to show off how it worked in game.
So he was likely the one to have discovered
It's
it as well.
possible that he was the one that we could be wrong on that, but that's the name that we're going to just give credit for the video that we're going to show.
If anyone here in the chat actually knows the exact name of the person who originally discovered the enemy, please let us know.
And you will get a free ticket for the next
So,
fight.
so the enemy's name is Usuba.
Which is short for
Usuba Kageme.
Yeah,
Usuba
Usuba
Kagero.
Kagero.
Kagero, sorry.
And this is the character right here.
That's the model.
Looks like my mom.
It should it should be noted that in the actual game's files there is no texture associated with the model. That's actually just a texture of the Earth from the beginning of the game that someone applied over it so you can actually see it.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. There's no texture. So Usuba Kagero actually translates to antlion. If you don't know what an antlion is, there are these like dragonfly things. They're called antlions because when they're babies they like dig pits in the sand and ants fall on them and they eat them. And that's essentially what this thing looks like.
Think of the Sam Belcher Mist, like.
Yeah, kind of like
essentially the Sam Belcher Mist. But when they grow up, they like look like dragonfly, and they have like these stingy tails, which is kind of what this thing looks like it has. And so this thing for the longest time after it was discovered could not be put into the game, otherwise the game would just crash, like just out of nowhere, would just immediately crash. Finally, somebody was able to get it in the game by replacing the model of Bomb Rocks with this thing's model. And when they did that, there's an animation that actually gets triggered where this thing flies.
Yeah, they custom programmed it for the bomb explosion animation to be replaced.
Quick note, Crafted Peabody is in chat saying that there is like a texture for it, but it's just kind of like a solid color texture. Like there's a texture associated with it, but
everything else is colored using the vectors themselves.
Yeah, so it's possibly like a beta texture or test texture, but that just was really just making sure that the model surface area worked and stuff.
Thank you for the correction.
I've never seen any images of that.
All right, well here is the video that they were able to take of the Bomb Rock animation replacement, and there might be some sound, so sorry if it plays over. So yeah, really weird.
The footage, the footage isn't the best. So it was really just kind of a quick test demo, but basically, it flies, or it has the appearance of flying. Some people said that it looks similar to like a honey wisp of some kind, but I think that's really more just kind of the texture on there. But it's an interesting flying enemy that
goes to a user on YouTube named Mr. Broccoli. Broccoli spelled B-R-O-C-O-L-I.
I think that's how broccoli is normally spelled.
It's spelled with 2 C's.
Oh, is it? Okay.
No, looking at it now,
also
it kind of reminds me of a joust mite.
Kind
of. A flying joust mite.
I can see that, or like
that actually makes sense because joust mites do have like a very grub-like appearance.
Except it seems to have a wild flailing tail.
Yeah, but I feel like that tail would be used for like stabbing.
It kind of looks to me similar to like it, almost like they had like an Ectros Dandifly, but like sideways.
Also,
so the tail is like facing down when it flies away like that.
Yeah, what's interesting to me is that the model when it spawns, it's upside down.
Yeah.
And it flips over in the animation.
Okay. I have a possible theory for that. Was it possible that maybe like when it countered, it would have like slept hanging from like a tree or something?
That's
like
what I was thinking, or possibly underground.
Ooh, it could be in a cocoon.
That is also true.
Yeah.
Also, 2 interesting facts to note is that in the game's files, this thing has 5,000 HP, which would effectively made it have the most health out of anything in the game, even more so than the final boss. And also, it appears to have the ability to spawn other enemies, and the enemy ID that it spawns is the same enemy ID that the Smoky Prog has, but that it was possible that that wasn't always Smoky Prog's number, because I highly doubt this thing just goes around spawning death.
Well, I was about to say it could be like a Smoky Prog type thing.
What if it's like a Smoky Prog, like? Well, the Smoky Prog is a
larva,
larva, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a boss that you just can't
not
kill or
confirmed because it's in the Prima guides, as it says it's like a larva. I mean, it could. I mean, it's interesting because that could mean that it is an adult of some kind of creature, since it can spawn enemies, and those enemies may have been like grubs of it, like smaller versions of it. I don't want to say necessarily Smoky Prog, but really kind of like smaller, just like horde enemies, like almost like a what is it? The Scornet Maestro in Pikmin 3, where it has kind of like the horde around it, or like the Empress Bulbugs, how it can like poop out babies a lot. Like it can just summon entities during the fight. Like it could have been a mini boss.
Yeah,
of some
another
kind.
entity summoning type boss, which you don't have a lot of in
Kyle, are you raising your hand?
Yeah, maybe it has so much health because you weren't supposed to kill it or to discourage you from killing it.
It's also possible.
The health could just be a placeholder health.
I was gonna say, it's also possible it's such an early iteration. It was before they balanced health numbers or anything like that.
Maybe like 5,000 is the default health value.
It also it does bear some resemblance to the not the Nectar Standifly, the ones from Pikmin 1 that drop the nectar.
The Honey Wisp.
The Honey Wisp. Sorry, I couldn't think about it. It bears, and the fact that it spawns something like the Honey Wisp spawns something, it could be like that. Rather than an enemy ID specifically, it could be an object ID, and it could be a nectar supplying enemy similar to that.
Or it could just have this could have simply been an early design concept for an enemy that eventually became the Honey Wisp, or was replaced by the Honey Wisp.
Simon has something. What?
Isaac Player 42 had the question: do we know if the files that were unused are also in the Wii version of the game?
Oh man.
That's a hard question.
Yeah,
that's
that
actually
don't
something that
know,
I don't
because
I don't think people have ever bothered to data mine the
Style,
version.
because it's possible. Although if they were to translate it from a GameCube game to a Wii game, it's possible they may have used a program to like automatically translate that. So, I mean, it's possible that the same files could exist in the Wii version, but I mean, we really don't know. It's definitely a possibility.
I feel like there had to be some cleanup.
Yeah, it's possible that there was a lot of cleanup just with
If
a lot
it's a
of
clean
changes.
port, it's unlikely the files making it over.
Probably.
And the fact though that there are like audio glitches and stuff probably means that they did go into the files, so it might not be in the same files. Then
Though
to
it would be
with.
interesting to data mine the Wii game, like to see if they were going to add it.
Yeah, if anyone out there wants to data mine the Wii game,
like maybe they tried to add some stuff.
It isn't exactly difficult to do nowadays. People have cracked the Wii open since a long time ago.
The Wii is a fairly easy system.
I have a feeling though that I don't know the Wii version of the game is so much of a port that it might just have built-in converters to make it read the GameCube files in a lot of senses.
That's also possible too.
Well, the hardware inside is very similar to the GameCube already.
Right.
I'm pretty sure there wasn't much that had to be changed.
It could be that they didn't want to touch anything that they didn't have to.
Yeah.
And left it in for that reason. But it's impossible to say for sure until
like at this moment. I mean, definitely we could use people who could data mine it. But I mean, as far as we're aware, this is kind of like this is a Pikmin 1 GameCube exclusive content thing.
Yeah,
correct.
And still, the fact that this game is 17 years old
And
now,
we just found
and
this.
we just found a new enemy.
Yeah,
that's pretty amazing.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder like what we're gonna find later on. Like if there's still stuff. Yeah. What if there was like unused Pikmin type ideas?
Let's just go even further back. Let's find the Adam and Eve beta game that they were making.
That's
I
what I was thinking
actually
too.
would like to see that.
And I bet it's out there
It's
somewhere.
like if this is just a leftover from Adam and
The
Eve.
remnant of that is the Bulborb, isn't it?
Yeah, the Bulborb is a completely unedited thing that was present during that phase of development.
Right. So the Bulborb is one of the oldest assets
In
of
Pikmin.
The Elder Borb.
is that the new
The most iconic
seed and cookie clicker?
It's even more like mascot than the Pikmin themselves.
Yeah.
Remember
Almost.
Nintendogs? The Bulborb was always
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah. So.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to transition to our next topic, which is E3. There was a lot that was unveiled at E3, particularly the new Super Smash Bros. Ultimate coming out.
Primarily Smash.
Yes.
Same as Smash.
Which I just want to say, because I do know that there's still a lot of confusion because not a lot of people like knew about this. There are a lot of people who are upset that they really only covered Smash, like they covered Smash for like half of the E3 presentation. They did say later on that they only wanted to cover games that are coming out this year and early next year. So that's just something.
And
to
even
keep
then,
in mind.
even before that, they had said that they were going to focus primarily on Smash at E3.
Yeah. So we'll try to cover all the games that were shown off, but primarily we're just going to talk about Smash. I mean, the other games that were showed off were there's the new Fire Emblem.
Yeah, Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
There was a new IP, wasn't there, for
The
fighting
Mecha.
mech
There's the
game?
Mecha Demon Game, which
Project Giant Robot guys featuring the Nintendo Labo.
I don't remember the name of the mecha thing. I feel like if they showed it off, like they showed it off first, so it got really forgettable, and they didn't really explain much of it. But it has a really unique art style, and I would like to see more about it.
Dark Souls got a release date.
Yeah, it has a release.
Oh,
I
did
think
it?
releases,
Yeah.
When is it
Early
released?
January.
Oh,
it was like
January?
January 19th or something.
That's so late.
January 19th? It's already out on other consoles.
Wait, what is?
For Dark Souls.
Dark
Remastered.
Souls? Wait, where did y'all hear that?
Isn't that...
That was a placeholder date in the game store.
Okay, that's not the same thing.
I'm just letting y'all know if that it's because you saw at GameStop. It said January 1st, 2019. That is literally just a placeholder date.
Yeah.
It's like when they said Octo Expansion was coming out July 31st.
Though, to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if it's delayed a very long time, because the game Rhyme, that game was scheduled for like March 2016, and it didn't come out till September.
Of the same year?
Of the same year, yeah.
Secret
And
Summer.
Dark Souls Remastered came out for other consoles and was scheduled for the Switch on May 24th.
I've heard though, like as a whole, Dark Souls Remastered has kind of been a bit of a mess, just as a whole.
Yeah,
So really
I've heard
not
it
too
has some
surprised.
really weird issues with like
Really?
like an ambient.
Yeah, like
occlusion and
because
stuff like that.
initially there was a remaster that came out a couple of years ago for PC, but it was literally like a straight port, but it was so bad that they just took it off the shop, and then they released the remaster just recently, and a lot of people were just having issues with, well, not really with the remaster like that, but I know that it's basically what they had released back then with just minor changes and stuff. So I've just been hearing like it's been a little bit of a mess just because the PC port that came out years ago was just a mess and people are still kind of stingy about it. So I don't keep track of Dark Souls, but I've heard stuff like that. But from what I've also heard is that if you've never played Dark Souls before, or like even Demon Souls, it's a good introduction just because it's almost a straight port with just some minor changes.
Yeah,
from 2009 to now.
I'm excited for it. I had it pre-ordered. I'm getting antsy. When's it coming out?
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to come out too because my cousin was always trying to get me into Dark Souls and I just never really understood what was going on.
I never played it either, but I wanted to get into it.
I'd like to get into the first game. I bought the third game on PC because it was on sale for like $20, but I lost my file when my computer.
I just want to say that someone in chat says that this is the Dark Souls of release dates.
That's great.
Hey, Pikmin is the Dark Souls of 2D platformers, guys.
Oh my gosh.
But so there's that. They showed off the Mario Party game, right?
Super Mario Party. Also, can I just say, so a lot of people might not remember this, but so you know how in the Super Mario Party trailer they show that like you actually put your switches like down on the table facing up and connect them to make one big screen. That was something that Nintendo literally patented like 3 weeks before E3. So
Really?
So what would have happened if someone had patented that like before that? Like Nintendo tends to wait till the last moment when it comes to patenting like important things.
Yeah.
Well, how did someone? Never mind.
Corporate espionage. Have you never heard of the movie Food Fight?
It seems weird though that they would patent something for just a mini game. It almost seems like
I'm pretty sure that's going to be something that's.
It almost
They
seems
mentioned. I do remember that they mentioned that they want to get, because Switch sales are doing so well, that they're not going to try for one Switch per household. They're going to try for multiple Switches per household.
Yeah, because people are treating it like a
because
handheld device.
Because it's technically a handheld portable console. So it makes sense. Like even just like us, like we'll break out like 8 Switches and play Splatoon for like an hour straight.
So it makes sense that you have a game where you can actually put the switches together to
And
make
like,
effectively making a larger playing area.
Yeah,
Right,
and
right.
like so many people have a Switch now. Like it's insane. Like it's almost like 20 million units worldwide in just over like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Like I think Nintendo's starting to realize like people are using this as a portable device. So we need to start like treating.
We got to
it
make
like
a
that.
Mario Party game for this.
Exactly. I just wish that the Mario Party game would be online.
The main game. I mean, there technically is online with like the mini game mode, but the main board games aren't online. But I mean, I'm not a huge Mario Party fan. Mario Party fan. I say as we have a 16 out of 50 Mario Party 7 game on our GameCube right now. But I mean, it's definitely a step in the right direction if they're going to get the mini games to work online, and it is possible that they'll with the online with the new online services they'll be pushing, they might just start pumping out updates for older games again. Because like Mario Kart 7's getting an update, so they might just
Mario
be doing
Kart
a lot.
8.
Mario Kart
Yeah,
8 is getting an update, so they might just be starting to pump out more updates when that big milestone hits.
Shigeru Miyamoto confirms Spore getting an update after 7 years.
I'm just happy with the direction that the game itself is going. It's very traditional, but it also has the dice rolling system that's been changed. Every character has a standard dice block that goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's a bit different from normal games like that. But I'm sure it's all the maps are designed differently around that. But now every single character has their own dice block alongside the normal one. And so every character kind of plays a little bit differently. So Mario will have like a 1, 2, I think it was 3, 3, 3, 5. So your max potential isn't as good as a normal dice block, but you're very reliable to get you're very likely to get a 3, which is it's not bad.
Yeah.
And then Bowser has a lot of risk taking. He has some -10 coin flips that you can get on the dice block, but then he also has the potential to get, I think, like a 12 or a 10, which is that's pretty ridiculous in comparison to the 6. So
not to mention that Bowser is a playable character.
Yeah, Bowser being a playable character is also ridiculous.
And Goombas.
And Goombas.
Okay,
I mean, we had dry bones
Okay,
and stuff.
when
in
are
the
we
past.
gonna get a
It's
Mario
2018
Party
was
game
an
where you
active
don't just play as Mario characters? Like if they're gonna put Animal Crossing Splatoon and like Link in Mario Kart, I want them in Mario Party as well.
That would be really cool to see.
At that point, why not just make it Nintendo Party and just put a bunch of things in there?
Make it Nintendo Kart too.
It's politically correct
Nintendo
now.
All-Star Racing.
Yeah, don't tell me that wouldn't sell millions.
Yeah. But
Seriously.
well, I thought that there was a board. I don't know if it was the Animal Crossing board game that they had, or if it was one of the Mario Party games, where you could use the amiibo to get characters or like game pieces.
Oh, in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and the
No,
original, you could use
no,
amiibo.
not that. Like it was like one. I thought there was a board game. I know.
Yeah.
There's a board game that was like you could scan like every amiibo.
I want to say that was probably Animal Crossing Party, whatever it was.
No, it's not that.
No,
That was exclusive.
Animal
That's why they
Crossing
released
Amiibo
so
Festival.
many amiibos for Animal Crossing. So they had a lot of Animal Crossing
There
characters,
was,
but you couldn't use non-Animal Crossing amiibo for that game.
There was one of the Mario Party games that was compatible with Amiibo. I think
It might have
I
been
think
that one.
there was a Mario Party 10.
Yeah.
That's the only one that came out on the Wii U.
I'm pretty sure there was a board game mode, and you could play as any amiibo,
Yeah.
and it would just be a figure game
Yeah,
piece.
yeah.
Amiibo Festival and Mario Party 10 were the.
I don't seem to remember it working
Alright.
with amiibo that hour out of the
Alright,
series.
hold up, guys. Kyle, you had a question?
Okay, so does this mean we can get Ridley in Mario Party and Mario Kart?
This is exactly why I regret when you're raising your hand and I want to tell them to let you have a turn to speak. You abuse this power.
I know, and I was vouching for you. I'm all pointing.
I'm trying to be good to you, Kyle. And
So,
But you have to be
here's-
good to us.
Here's the reason that I don't think they make a Nintendo Kart or a Nintendo Party. It's because that's kind of the huge selling point for Smash Bros. And I feel like if they do that with every game, it's just gonna make it feel oversaturated.
Yeah, it'll be
it's
like
not gonna
if
give.
Halo. If like a Halo game came out and they or I guess not Halo because I don't know any Microsoft IPs. Like if they came out with a Crash Bandicoot game, but it had like Nathan Drake, in every
Yeah.
single game, and featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry
Yeah, I
series,
was gonna say that.
and just had a bunch of other like basically it'd be like or like even like Sonic All-Star Racing or something, where they'll have all of these different characters, like Taxi, but that was in every Sonic game. Like,
Yeah.
It would definitely oversaturate, so I can see that.
It doesn't make
being
it special anymore. you
Yeah.
know? And there was a moment, especially in like TV, where crossovers were the thing, and they had all these crossover shows, and eventually it just kind of got bored.
Y'all remember how Lilo and Stitch the series had like 15 episodes and that was crossed over with like every single other cartoon on the channel at the time?
Yeah, that was,
It like
weird.
that.
I thought that was cool though. Like with
No, it
King
was
Kong.
cool. It was cool.
But done once.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as crossovers become the standard, then a lot of
Then
things
the
are
crossovers become more.
Mickey Mouse.
We don't really even need
Clubhouse,
crossovers.
or what-
Yeah, like the one,
crossovers ever
that
since we
one
got the
series
Jimmy
where the
Timmy
entire
Power
thing
Hour.
is a Final Fantasy Mickey Mouse crossover.
Yeah, but yeah, I was gonna say,
Kingdom Hearts.
well, I was gonna say we don't need any ever since we got the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour.
Someone gag Kyle. Get the duct tape right now.
No, I actually agree with Kyle on that one.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is.
I have-
That's
I
why I
actually
need
got
guys
you
to
can't
know.
tell me
I
that.
don't
Don't
know.
worry,
Nick
it's cool
Tuesday
as shit
night
when
we'll
you
kinda
were
get
in
on
the
that.
movie.
But anyway,
We're gonna need
Anyway.
but yeah.
We're gonna talk about the actual crossover game that we were meaning to talk about. That Nintendo has devoted most of its time at E3 to talking about. Yes, Super Smash Bros.
So,
Ultimate.
Smash looks really good.
Ooh,
But
yes.
for anyone who says it's a port, stop.
Yes,
It's
it is.
not a port.
It's not a port.
It
There's
is
still
ab-
people who say it's a
It
port.
reuses assets, but that doesn't mean it's a port.
Guys, it's obviously not a port because in this game, Olimar's helmet cracks.
Exactly. That's proof.
That's
Oh, yeah.
Don't you guys remember in Pikmin when
just a
Olimar's
port,
helmet
right?
cracks
So,
and then
so
instantly
what you mean?
reheals?
What you mean to tell me is that this is a cracked version of the game, and I won't have to pay for it?
Anybody who thinks it's a port is probably late on their rent.
I don't know what the relevance is, but I agree with you.
But yeah, so that's the first thing we should get out of the way. But we're really just going to be talking about first off, Burring Snagrit.
Yes.
Yep.
Is an
Burrowing
assist
Snagrit
trophy,
is in it
which,
as an
like-
assist trophy. That's really
Which
cool.
honestly was like, we did not expect that at all.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of
You would have
like-
expected like a bull board.
Well, not even that. I wouldn't even have expected.
Well, they did have the billboards in Smash Run for the 3DS.
I was actually expecting a fiery blowhog to be or maybe like a puffy blowhog to be
That's
a
kind
Zeus's
of
trophy.
overdone, though, to be honest.
A puffy blowhog, it functions like the vacuum from
well,
Smash 4.
Yeah,
Blows people off the stage.
but instead it has a mind of its own and just kind of like wanders around the map and just blows people off a
I
little.
think that mindset was probably inspired by two-player battle. You just summon them in.
What if it was just the Smoky Prog?
Oh god, just a one shot.
Just touch it, you just disintegrate.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Miyamoto.
Is that new enemy without the textures?
Yeah.
But yeah, so
They could have made a great Titan Weevil assist trophy, though.
Well, I could see that.
Pulls out one
That would
random
spoil-
attack type.
Yeah, every time it does a different. That would be
But
a
yeah,
spoiler.
That would spoil Pikmin 2.
But yeah, the Burrowing Snagret, for those of you who haven't seen, it functions like a Burrowing Snagret. It burrows out of the ground, does like its screech, and then it pecks the ground a couple of times before tracking back in and appearing somewhere else on the ground.
Yeah.
Well, my only complaint is that I wish it would like when it would go back into the ground and pop up somewhere else, but it just always pops back up. In the
It
exact
does
same
pop
No,
spot.
no.
Wait, does it?
Yeah, it moves around.
It goes anywhere.
Dude,
there were people.
you're the one who told me it was in the same spot.
No. There were people playing on New Pork City, like arguably the biggest map, and it was just going all around the
Yeah,
place.
it got crazy, but
yeah, it was
Burrowing
fun.
Snagret showed up, and that's pretty cool. But
Yeah.
Let's just have 8 of them going at the same time.
Unfortunately, one of the only things that we ever learned about, because they had a whole video describing the changes for all of the characters, and unfortunately the only thing they talked about for Olimar was the broken helmet, as Nathan pointed out. Thank you, Nathan. But that makes me wonder if we'll actually end up seeing any changes by the time the game's released.
We did also
After
confirm-
all, one thing to point out about a lot of the trailers is that we don't hear any of the character voices.
Mm-hmm.
And so one thing that I'm hoping they'll change is they'll end up giving Olimar and Alf their actual voices rather than
just
their,
being silent.
Their silence and their like.
I would like that, but if you listen in the gameplay that's been captured from like the E3 show floor and stuff like that, the Pikmin still use their Smash Bros sounds instead of like they're like directly from Pikmin sounds.
One thing I noticed in Smash 4 for the Wii U, going through the sound files, you can listen to voices from various characters and just the sound clips for each character. For Olimar, it uses the Pikmin sound effects. So I feel like that's become the sort of voice that Olimar has in the Smash series games.
He speaks through the Pikmin.
I speak for the trees have no tongue.
Also, the Smash Brothers, when they were going through the thing, Sakurai was kind of pointing out, like, in this, we're trying to make it really feel like these characters come from their series. Like, you know, they added all these characters from the same franchise to characters Final Smashes, like Xenoblade, Shulk got Fiora, Ness got Pooh and Paula, and Lucas.
Lucas got Boney and Kumatora.
So, Tommy, what do you think? What are you expecting them to do with Alf?
I hope, and it
make him taller.
Make him taller, yes, please. Make him taller.
I hope for Alf they'll not put him inside the Hokotate ship and instead give him the SS Drake. Befittingly. I always felt like that was very jarring when doing the Final Smash and Smash 4. If they don't, whatever. But
that'd be a
yeah,
neat
they're
detail.
doing a lot of detail because like. I always don't like saying this because I think it's really more that like they do have to put more effort in their bigger franchises and stuff. But like, I do feel that Pikmin does kind of get a shorter end of the stick. Like, I mean,
for example,
Olimar honestly kind of is the same throughout all 3 games he's been in. I mean, they've definitely done like the Pikmin count change. They changed his recovery.
Oh yeah, speaking of that,
hot example of Pikmin being given the short end of the stick when it comes to Smash representation. When his name was unveiled on the Smash website, it was misspelled.
Oh, we have a picture of it.
Yeah, we have a picture of that.
Oh boy.
Okay, no. What I was gonna say is that like
I don't have
the
it.
whole reason. The whole reason
That's okay.
that they reduced the amount of Pikmin he had from like 6 to 3 is because the 3DS version of Smash 4 couldn't handle 6 Pikmin on the field. It could barely handle 3. They move at like 2 FPS. And so I was like, okay, maybe in the Switch version, they won't have to worry about that. But nope, he still has only 3 Pikmin.
Okay, so I do want to bring this up because
wait, really quickly, one other thing.
In Brawl, were Olimar's smash attacks projectiles? Or were they not considered projectiles?
I
'Cause
think
that
they
was-
were considered.
They were all
Could
disjointed
you reflect
attacks.
his smash attacks in Brawl?
They were all
Cannot
disjointed
reflect-
attacks.
Disjointed attacks,
Yeah.
but you couldn't reflect them, right?
No, they
No.
Yeah, Smash 4, they changed that, and they made them all projectiles for his smash attacks.
Okay,
The
but
villager can capture Pikmin and throw them back.
Yeah.
Wait, can he really?
Yes.
Oh my god, that's
And they'll
amazing.
attack you.
Oh my
what was
god.
it?
That's horrifying.
But there is something. So I guess we can tie this in because it's also part of this. So, and again, I wish I could find the video for this. I tried looking into it recently and I couldn't find it. I was just looking into what we had seen for Olimar and Smash, and I found I can't remember his name, so this sounds very vague. He's one of the top Pikmin players in the world, and I think he's from Florida. And I found his YouTube channel. He doesn't have a very populated YouTube channel, but he was talking about. He had a video uploaded where he was talking about what he saw in the changes in Olimar from 4 to Ultimate, and he was really kind of talking about just what he saw because there wasn't much shown off, and he points it out. And one of the big changes that could be concerning, I don't want to say is concerning, but it can be worrisome, is it looks like they changed his grab. For those of you who don't know, his grab attack is a disjointed grab attack, and you can actually make the grab further or shorter based on where his position is, based on where you're moving. And he was saying with the new grab, which is really the only attack that they really showed off in detail, was where all three Pikmin grabbed around, what was it, like Link or Snake or whatever, and throw him up in the air and then slam down. And what this could mean is that if you hold grab long enough, all the Pikmin can latch onto it. Or the Pikmin attributes might have been changed. Because one of the big changes from 3 to 4 was that Pikmin attributes were more unique to each other. Like white Pikmin were being able to be thrown further, but died faster. Purples were a lot more shorter range, but hit harder. Blues did like the hitboxing, or yellows had like the wonky hitboxes. Red were the
Blues were good for throwing.
Yeah, blues were good for throwing, and there were a lot of unique attributes which made them different. If all of the Pikmin can just do a grab at once, it could mean that their grab properties have changed. So it could mean that a red is as good as a blue, or a white is as good as a purple in terms of grab, which could mean that they might have just completely made the Pikmin just all one stock unit, which would suck. I'm hoping that's not true, but he said that was his biggest fear with
Pikmin
changing
die
Olimar.
I highly doubt it will be the case, but I do fear for it.
Yeah.
Because the thing about Smash Bros. That my friend pointed out a lot is that they've been trying to make every character have their own mechanic, especially since Smash 4. Every edition that is not a clone character that was in Smash 4, and I know Olimar doesn't count because he's not in Smash 4.
He is in Smash 4.
Well, he is, but he wasn't introduced then. Every character had their own mechanic that was exclusive to them, and
especially the DLC characters.
Yeah.
And to take that away from Olimar would be an absolute good. That is Olimar's thing.
Big thing.
He has his. It's all about managing what Pikmin you're using, just like the game. And so taking that away would be the worst.
Yeah, he was like the guy he was saying. He said that he might even switch off Olimar as his main.
Yeah,
if that were to change, because Olimar would then be really bad unless they show off more buffs.
Yeah. So let's hope that that's not the case. Obviously, his grab seems very different. It may be something that's only been applied to the grab. Hopefully, the grab is not
it's
neutered.
just it's just that they've done like slight changes to it, but not neutered it like you said. So.
Again, we'll find out more as we see more gameplay.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we get to see more of. Because for those of you who don't know, the Super Smash Brothers blog that they have, which is on the Smash Brothers Ultimate website, every day during the week, so not Saturday, I don't think they do Saturday, Sunday, at midnight Japanese time, they do a little quick blurb on either a character, an item, or a stage, or a song. That's how we found out that there's like the new Bomb Rush Blush cover in Smash. There's the City Trial cover in Smash.
There's even a cover of a Snipperclips song.
Yeah, Snipperclips.
I love that remix so much.
Yeah. there's all kinds of new just
There
things
is-
showing off. So we hope Olimar gets talked about.
No, there is already a new Pikmin remix. That-
Yeah, it's like the Garden of Hope, but we haven't
Yeah,
heard of it.
we haven't heard a direct rip of it, but we've heard it in some gameplay.
Yeah, it's shown off in his trailer.
In his reveal trailer, right? For Smash Ultimate.
But since we're back on the topic of the website, I wasn't able to get it in time earlier. But this was how, when the website first launched, this is how Olimar was portrayed.
Oh, that's tiny.
It is tiny, you're right.
And it's in the corner.
It is in the corner, you're right.
It's tiny in the corner.
I would like to fix it. There we go.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone checked, but it is fixed.
It's fixed.
It has been fixed. But what was interesting about it was they spelled it right in the mobile. Well, it depended on the zoom. So if you zoomed in really close to it, it would actually fix itself.
So you have to imagine that different branches worked on. Like there's probably a mobile designer, and then
That's quite possible.
And then desktop designer. And the desktop designer probably was like, oh, Olimar.
My guess was that the website was completed in Japanese and functioned properly in Japanese, and then there was kind of like a bootleg translation, because like usually ER and AR will be just kind of the same.
Yeah.
In Japanese to English, but
because all they have is ma, and ma could be mar.
Well, because his name is literally the 3 Japanese syllables for Mario, just like put backwards. Instead of Mario, it's Orima.
Yeah.
And that's how they came up with Olimar.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they understood L was R. Orima.
It's the same thing with Luigi and Louie.
Yep.
Luigi.
All right, are we almost done with Smash? Because I wanna end Smash with just a slightly off topic but related to Smash. But if we still have Pikmin stuff to talk about, I'll wait.
We do have a couple more things on our...
No, I mean if Pikmin things related to Smash.
I mean, Smash good. The Garden of Hope is back, and the Distant Planet is back.
Yep, both are back.
Did the Distant Planet?
Yeah, the textures in the Distant Planet are all revamped.
And there's a giant thing of burrowing, smoking burrow nets.
Yeah, they're actually modeled in the background.
Yeah.
now, and they're lit very interestingly. But there's just a big group of them in the background.
Okay,
yeah, it's
you
interesting.
officially heard it here from Scruffy, guys. The Distant Planet is lit.
Oh wait. Speaking of lighting, I just really quickly want to shout out that this game looks
Everything in this game is ridiculously shiny.
That and like the fact that like everything has lighting, like bombs, like the fire arrows, any fire, anything. It changes, like it reflects on the stages and everything, and it just looks really
Unlike Smash 4, this actually has like a lighting engine and works with shadows based on
attacks
things in the game, whereas everything else previously was rendered.
It was
Bowser's
hair.
I've also
nice and flowy,
which also nullifies it from being a port.
Yeah. I've also noticed that also applies to the animation of certain models, certain parts of models. One of my favorite characters that they added to the game was Leaf, literally a background character of the game behind Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard. But I noticed that her skirt and bag move freely as if they're actual physical objects. They're not just animated, or they're not pre-rendered animations.
They have bones.
Yeah, they have bones and they ragdoll, and so I'm impressed to see them do that.
Yeah. And while some of the effects are more realistic, they also got a lot more creative with like cartoonish effects. I noticed that in comparison to Brawl and Smash 4, the smoke or the trail that renders when you knock someone really far is very cartoonish smoke. It's very colorful and vivid.
They don't have like that lightning, like a red lightning strike.
Yeah.
Now instead it like does like a slow motion like.
Yeah, they talked about it in an interview as well, where they purposely in 1v1s to, if you landed a powerful shot on them, it would slow down everything
and
to make it much more like dramatic. Almost like anime-esque.
Yeah. They're putting a lot of focus into the competitive community in this game by the looks of it. And they want to make it the viewing experience and the playing experience fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great, more power to them.
Yeah. Alright, is there anything else?
I feel like that's about.
I do have one thing I'd like to add about Smash.
Yes.
So I've been seeing some misinformation spread around the internet, and I just want to clarify this because apparently, like, no people do research on this subject. So a couple of weeks ago, this news article came out trying to claim that Sakurai lied and that the entire ballot was rigged and that Bayonetta was already planned to be in the roster. And their entire line of logic behind this is that they found out that there was a day before the roster was completed that 2 new slots were added, one for Corrin and one for Bayonetta. But of course we know that now, but the fact that there was 2 slots already programmed led them to believe that Bayonetta had already been planned. And because of that, they think that the roster was fake.
Or rigged.
Yeah, well, not fake, but rigged. And like Tommy said that they usually base, what'd you say, like the character skeletons?
They usually base the character that they want, that they're planning, or they use a placeholder character in place of what they plan on doing. Like for Little Mac, they used Captain Falcon, and you can actually tell that some of the frames of animation, like for his
are identical. Like,
yeah, they're like nearly identical. Like I think for him getting up a ladder or something is the exact same as Captain Falcon. I wish I could cite the video that noted that, but I don't remember what
a lot
it
of
was.
games do this, by the way. I just want to know, like Monster Hunter does this.
I was gonna say that, like, yeah, like a lot of monsters have the exact same
Nargacuga,
skeleton.
Tigrex will have the same animations for most of their attacks because they share the exact same animations.
And so this point is leading to a common. I'm not sure if it was a common argument, but the character that they put in that placeholder slot was Zero Suit Samus.
And a lot of people are arguing, well, Zero Suit Samus and Bayonetta are kind of similar, so that must mean that Bayonetta. But if you think about it more realistically, it could just be that all the characters that were high up on the roster were all similar enough to where they could safely make that assumption and then just work from there.
I mean, Zero Suit Samus is the closest to a regular human shape.
Yeah.
So it seems so, and then that in addition to the fact that it seems like it would have been as easy as a copy paste.
Yeah.
So they may have just put it there. Heck, maybe they guessed. Oh, we think Bayonetta's gonna win. Let's use Zero Suit Samus as a model. It could have just been a random guess. It's not that it was important because it's not viewed information.
I'm just sitting here and I'm like, guys, it's been like 4 years and y'all are still trying to be like, yeah, they just put her in the game because Bayonetta and Nintendo are friends now.
Yeah, it's like we have Ridley. Shut up.
Just like Bayonetta herself is a friend with Nintendo. like not Platinum Games, not Hideki Kamiya, just Bayonetta herself is real and she is the company's best friend.
It's been 4 years.
Yeah, it's been 4 years since Smash Bros. Wii U.
God.
I know.
Alright, I don't think there's anything left on Smash.
Yeah, I think that's it for Smash. I know.
Was there anything else showed off at E3 that you guys were excited outside of Nintendo? Or?
Bethesda wins E3.
Oh.
Praise Todd Howard.
Keep it relatively short, but
Todd
Howard. Nothing related to Nintendo at all, but Elder Scrolls 6.
Okay. Elder Scrolls 6 is finally coming. That's effectively that is the equivalent. That is Bethesda's equivalent of announcing Pikmin 4.
Assuming that they remade Pikmin 3 about 20 times, yes.
They announced Doom 2, which I'm excited about. They announced what do you call it? What's that game? No, Prey 2, which looks cool because it's been forever since the first Prey. They announced.
I thought they announced Battletoads.
New Battletoads. I don't care about Battletoads though. What's the other one? Oh yeah, after 25 years, they're finally creating a new IP called Starfield. Can't wait to see what that's going to be about. And apparently, it's already in a playable state. Which is
speaking of Starfield, there's also Starlink, which looks pretty cool.
Okay,
features,
I'm not trying to sound like a hipster, but I liked Starfield since they first showed it off last year before we knew anything about Star Fox being in there.
No, that's Starlink.
No, Starlink. That's what I mean. They showed Starlink for the first time at last E3, and I
didn't even know that.
And I already thought it looked cool. And then once they talked about the whole Star Fox thing, then it gained popularity. But I saw it last year, and I was like, oh, this already looks cool.
I liked it before it was cool.
Yeah, exactly.
There's some very interesting theories about what Starfield will be about, by the way.
I've heard a lot of people say that it's probably going to be like the new Mass Effect with like a Star Trek vibe to it. Oh, and of course Fallout 76. I've never really cared for Fallout, but for the first time in my life,
I've
I'm
heard
excited
this is
for
not
Fallout.
this is confirmed to not be the Fallout 5 of
Yeah.
the series.
Yeah.
It's confirmed that it is a spin-off and that they made the game to test new waters to see if they could make a large online multiplayer.
Based on
survival
what we've
game.
seen, it seems to draw some influences from like a Destiny style.
From Destiny, from Rust, awesome, just like stereotypical survival combat.
Hopefully the community's better than Rust.
Games I'm excited for is Death Stranding continues to look amazing.
Walking Simulator featuring Norman Reedus and his partner Norman Fetus.
Big corn!
Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate.
Yes.
Oh yes.
And for those of you who didn't hear, Capcom is working on a brand new exclusive Monster Hunter
That's
game
true.
for the Nintendo Switch.
Because they weren't able to get World to work on the Switch.
Yeah.
They did say that they want to make a Monster Hunter game for the Switch. Really, that's all that they've said. This could easily mean that there will be 2 main series games, or it'll be the main series and the portable series, where World, which is also 5.
Maybe it could even
Which
be
they
like the
initially
next
were going to do with Monster Hunter 3 Portable.
Yeah.
So,
And so basically, it'll
2
be
as well.
there might be one where, because for those who don't know, Monster Hunter has 2 different teams: main series team, portable team. Portable team made Generations and Generations Ultimate, also known as Cross Double Cross. I'm just trying to keep this fast so we can move on. And then there's the main series, which is like World. So the portable team might just be making Monster Hunters for Nintendo consoles because they aren't as strong as, like the consoles are not as powerful as other consoles, which is what World and 5, which is what World is, are on.
Yeah. Hey, I want to say something real quick. So if there's anybody here who for any reason thinks that Sony won E3, I hope you're ready to think that Sony won E3 next year again, because there's no way any of those games are being finished by next year. You might as well just say they won next year's E3 because they're going to be showing all the same games again.
I also just want to say, speaking of Capcom, Resident Evil 2 remastered.
Yes, finally!
Nice.
Oh, yes.
After all these years.
It looks nice.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
I might be alone in this one, but I'm really excited for Tetris Effect.
You are.
Oh yes, I can tell by his username, Decahexatrus, which is the new highest possible combo you can get in the Tetris Effect.
I watched the champion of
I watched it too.
Yeah. That video was so cool. The champion, like the world champion, or highest world rank. What was he?
I don't know if he had
A very good Tetris player.
Yeah.
Very good Texas.
Classic
Tetris
Tetris.
player.
Classic NES Tetris.
What I love about that video is they basically were like, so they're explaining to him what a Decahexatrus is, and he's like, oh, you mean this? And then he just did it like in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, there you go, the world's very first Decahexatrus. For those of you who don't know, it's basically when you are able to stack 16 lines in a row.
You can only do that by freezing time in this game.
Let me say though, like, he's one of the best classic Tetris players, which is such a completely different game from modern Tetris.
But they explained that the reason why he performed so well is because when he started playing it on VR, it's because the latency between the VR and his commands was like, wasn't it almost zero?
To be honest with you, I don't think he played that well.
Well, obviously you did. You got a Decahexatrus.
But I feel like I could easily get a Decahexatrus.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see when the game
Do it right now.
PS4.
Hey, how about you do it right now?
Yeah, go into the studio right now and
Make
get
it
the
like
game.
Idris? You wanna
Hold
see
on,
it
I'm gonna go
again?
get the Legos.
Wait, what?
He said I'm gonna go get the Legos. Go do it right now.
Alright, but anything else for E3? I feel like
Ryan, you're awfully quiet.
I know.
Did you like E3?
It was alright. It didn't really
resonate with you?
Yeah, it didn't really. There wasn't really much games I was looking forward to.
Yeah, usually the games that, like Ryan and I get like really hyped for like the Tokyo Game Show and stuff.
Yeah, both that and I was just waiting for a Ratchet and Clank game that's not going to happen until 2 years later.
I'm waiting for Michael Ansel to finish Beyond
I'm
Good and
also
Evil 2
waiting
so
for
he
my
can get
damn
back to Rayman.
I'm also waiting for my damn Splatoon 1 remake for the Switch.
Oh my god, Ryan!
I can't wait for Generation Ultimate to get cancelled live.
Where's Metroid Prime 4?
Apparently
I'm
Sonic's gonna
waiting
die.
for Monster Hunter World 2 on my PS Vita.
All we get is a JPEG of Prime 4.
We'll probably get more information on that one
Yeah,
either
on
at
their
the end
own.
of this
Nintendo
year
really
or
does.
Yeah,
early
some
next year,
direct.
because-
I'm expecting a Nintendo Direct by the end of this live show.
Whenever we do a Pitcast,
Wait.
something gets announced.
You mean Nintendo's gonna announce right now? Oh, guys, Pitcast is on. Oh, we're gonna have a Nintendo Direct.
Look at Simon with
No,
the
but
pizza in
they're
his
ready.
mouth like a fucking anime.
But they had a Pitcast. I mean, they had a Pitcast.
Yeah, an official Nintendo Pitcast.
They had
He's late
a
for picnic
direct
school.
around this same time last year, so I'm expecting that it'll be coming any moment now, anytime this year, this month or next month.
For the last few years, without fail, they've always had one in September. So
Yeah.
they put, it might be in September.
Yeah.
And also, the new Nintendo president did say that they plan to show off more games that are due out by the end of this year, sometime in the fall.
Speaking of which, I'd like to say that the
Surprise
new
releases.
Nintendo president, what's his name?
I don't remember his first name, but his last name
It's
is
like Fuda something.
Furukawa. That's his
Yeah.
last name.
Yeah.
MC Watt then.
Yeah, we all do.
He got a higher rating through the Nintendo executives.
Yeah, the stock
You
than-
want to know why I think that is?
Than the previous president.
I
What's
think
his name?
Kimishima.
Kimishima.
Okay, I think the reason for that is because Furukawa, he studied in a lot of different countries.
Yeah.
He stayed in the Nintendo of America division, the Nintendo Europe division over the course of like 11 years, and he learned to fluently speak English.
He said he wanted
Like,
to learn
he-
English
yeah,
because he was
he-
sick and
yeah.
tired of translators.
Yeah,
having
he is the
to
first
stay in
Nintendo
Japan.
president to like be able to not need a translator. He
That's
just
really
talk,
good.
He talks
Please
English.
understand.
But we no longer have to please understand. We just naturally will understand.
You will understand.
You will understand.
You'll understand.
So,
All right.
anything-
I think that's
I think that covers E3.
that
So
covers E3. Now,
Yeah.
Kevin,
We
I
had a
know-
good E3. Now waiting for E3 2029.
When's
yeah.
E4?
Are we doing that?
Did you say
Yeah.
29?
Yes, I
Yeah,
did.
if E3's so good, why isn't there
Did you
an
say
E3 too?
29?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's
You don't remember.
it's because
Okay.
that's when we'll see.
Right.
Okay, Kevin has.
Yeah.
Kevin does want to say.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say a little shout out. So I attended SGDQ 2018 about 2 weeks ago, and there Pikmin 3 was run by 360 Chrism, and I believe he finished it in an hour and 30 minutes or so. Something like that. And any percent run. So go on YouTube, just Google Pikmin 3 any percent 360 Chrism SGDQ 2018. Watch his run; it's fantastic. He's got a great sense of humor too. He's a cool guy, and I've been watching his Twitch streams. Go on Twitch, follow him on there. I'm a subscriber. I played a game of Scrabble against Chrism.
Shameless plug.
That's cool. He kicks my ass. He kicks all of our asses, and he's from Germany. Oh boy.
Oh yeah. Also, a shout out to X Hybara, who is
Yeah.
still alive and kicking, doing Pikmin runs. And just a couple days ago, he uploaded a brand new run where it was like the minimum amount of A presses he could do in
Oh, I
the first
saw
Pikmin
that.
game.
In the second Pikmin game,
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you go
what makes it
to
even worse
Did you go
is
to
that
Other in Realities?
Probably.
he did it in 10 days.
Also, I want to give a shout out to Cap Cap Revenge for getting Pikmin 2 any percent world record. Go Cap Cap.
Nice. Damn.
Pay off debt. I should say pay off debt.
To me, SI Bar is still one of the best Pikmin.
Yeah, dude, he's crazy. He was the very first person to ever prove that it's possible to beat Pikmin 1 in only 6 days. He completed every single area except for the impact site in only 1 day.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And he has a video of him doing it all.
Since we're on the topic, Mokegi. Yeah,
Mokegi?
He's doing the red only.
Yeah, he's doing the red
and
only
he's
challenge. I think
slowly figuring out. He just figured out how to get the one in the water in the
anti-dioxin filter.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that was a big one.
He just figured out how to get that with only red.
Did he just have Wollywogs like squeeze it out of the water?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, there's some crazy stuff. Even the ones behind like rock walls, he used
I
Wollywogs.
will be impressed when he finds out how to get the Libra without blue Pikmin.
I'm pretty sure he already has.
What?
He's done that.
That's disgusting.
I'm pretty sure there's only like one or two parts that he can't get right
he's
now.
nearly
if
done.
He can't get
and
all
then
of
he's
them.
going to be able to do an entire run with only red Pikmin, not even unlocking.
Mokegi is crazy. I hope to meet him
What
at
are the ones in
AGDQ.
the Forest Naval that are just like?
Has he got the guard satellite yet? Out from behind the stone gate?
Yes. Yeah, the BD Longlegs. Yeah, he somehow, I don't know how, he somehow clips it through the stone wall.
Wow.
He clips
Alright.
himself
Wait,
and
what
some,
about the
yeah,
one
he
in
has there,
the
defeats
what
it.
about the one in Forest of Hope, the Blackstone Gate, the
extraordinary
Bolt? Yeah.
I
don't know off the top of my
Is
head.
it one of those only two that you can't
I
get?
think he does.
Oh, wait, I
something,
know.
but-
He digs underneath the stone.
Then
Yeah, I'm not certain on
also,
which ones
yeah.
he
What
has,
about
but
the
he-
Armor Cannon Beetle in the Forest of Hope?
Oh, that one's easy. All you gotta do is throw the Pikmin. You gotta carefully throw them on the
Yeah,
gate
on
in the
the,
water, and they
on
just
the gate.
slide on and hit it from the top.
Yeah, on the gate.
Well, don't you need? Oh,
You
okay.
need yellows for that, right?
No, that's only if you want to use bomb rocks. You can throw the red Pikmin up there, and they'll still attack it.
And they'll just carefully slide on and start damaging it.
Nice.
I remember we watched Tommy do it on live stream once, and everybody
So,
was like, "Holy crap!"
On that note, what's next?
That's actually where we start to wrap up. We probably should just reiterate the tournament details again.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
So,
Dude, what month is it? Holy cow, July?
It's
July
July
20th.
20th
In
at-
5 days.
at 5 p.m. Central Time.
yes.
6
If-
p.m.
If
Eastern.
you live in Texas or any state directly north of Texas, that is the time zone. 5 p.m. Central Time. That is when the tournament will go down.
Right.
When it begins.
6 p.m. Eastern time.
3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yep.
I don't know what the difference between Pacific Time and Pacific Standard
And that
Time
is what time? British time, Ryan.
6 p.m. Wait. So it's gonna be 5 p.m.
Didn't you say it was 11
CST?
GMT?
It will be 11 GMT.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think people will be watching.
Which
I
is
represent
midnight
very
for those in
present.
We will be
France
practicing.
and
To recap, the first year, Tommy won. The second year, Ryan won. So
And
we
the
have
third
newcomers. And the third year, I win.
It's already been decided. It
You
already
showed us the
happened.
last 2 years.
In
So.
both previous years, I've come consistently in second place.
nobody
So-
bothered
can't
to
wait for
make
that
me an
tracking
avatar,
tape.
so I
Whoa.
think I'm going to have to
Be
win.
happy, you haven't gone down or up, so that's such a good steady pace show. So
I think I've actually done better.
And then when I win, it'll just be a T-pose avatar because nobody made one.
You'll be the Cat and Falcon T pose.
Yes.
All right, but with that, we have a surprise.
yeah, very good
Okay,
surprise.
we have a few surprises. Okay,
Few.
so the
Oh
fir-
yes.
the first thing.
I'm the most excited for this
Okay,
one.
so the first major surprise also is somebody's laptop underneath this
Yeah.
pillow because I just stepped on it.
Rest in
Okay.
peace.
No, it's still good. It's good.
All right.
Hey, come on, who's
Okay.
throwing my laptop
Wait,
on
wait,
the
wait.
floor, man? Hang on. So, first thing is that we can comfortably say that this tradition of yearly bingo battle tournaments will proceed again next year. We're all gonna be back for the 4th annual Pikachu.
Yes.
Hopefully all of us.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
That's the
Okay.
dream.
Yes. So
Plus some newcomers.
okay, yeah,
hopefully.
hopefully some newcomers.
Yeah, we can't promise that everyone will be returning.
Yeah, sadly, I already know there are some people that came this year because they won't be able to make it from now. For example, our good friend Scruffy here. I know you're going away to college. You're going away to college, and that. Oh, sorry, didn't know I wasn't supposed to say that.
It's fine.
But yeah, I know you're.
Check that from the record.
We're gonna have to
somebody
bleep
just
that
slashed
one
my
out.
throat right now. No,
Who,
but,
wait, I need the addresses and locations of all the people who watch this, just for yeah.
It's up in the air whether I'll be able to make it next year.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm very
It's-
glad to be here this year.
Yeah, we're glad.
We are very glad to have you.
Yeah, he's only been here for like 2 days, less than 2 days, and it's been a blast. In fact, my favorite part was just earlier, during the beginning of this live stream, when Nathan had to reboot me and I made that god awful sound. Scruffy was just dying in the corner. Like I've already made him laugh pretty hard, but that was pretty hard. Like I thought he was gonna have an aneurysm.
He looked like a red pigman. That was.
Yes.
I feel just like a red pigman.
The dates for next year are have not been determined yet, but we will get to that at a later date. But we're hoping that it can be just as big as this year, if not bigger. And the last surprise is
This one, there might be a few of you that might be confused right now as to what this next one is, but it's one I've been looking forward to a lot, and I know that Luther has as well. So.
You're pregnant?
Oh, okay, you're actually making this sound a lot weirder than
No. Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna hush. All right.
Okay, so Scruffy, can you do us a favor, just like stand up real quick?
Okay.
I wish we could do like video for this because
You might want. Should you put the laptop down?
That's okay. Yeah. Take
So,
it away.
so, wait, Scruffy, your contribution to the whole of the Pikmin community.
Yeah,
has
dude,
been
it's
amazing.
really cool to have you here, especially with how like huge you are. compared to like the rest of us.
And even just your
He means
YouTube
that
channel,
terms of
you've got
popularity.
like
Really nobody.
all of Pitcord together pretty much.
He means that popularity.
You
By
gotta
the way.
remember celebrities don't. Oh.
Yeah,
No, never.
and we wanted to get you something, all of us together on behalf of Wikipedia. So we went ahead and pitched in, and we got you your very own Nintendo Switch, Scruffy.
We love you, buddy.
We love you, dude.
buddy.
Love you, Scruffy. Watch the laptop. Everybody T-pose around him.
We love you, Scruffy. We got you your
I
very
can't
own.
touch him.
I want to feel him.
For those of you who don't know, we're doing a group hug right now. So
For those of you that can't tell, we're all doing a big group hug right now. It's okay, dude.
Scruffy, that's really nice guy.
Yeah, dude. We did this because we love you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Scruffy.
Thank you guys.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, bro.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to do two things. I'm gonna need you to put those glasses back on your face. I'm gonna need you to hold this.
Thank you.
Because a Nintendo Switch isn't complete without the game.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. Oh crap! I forgot to grab the game. I know it's okay. I forgot to tell about the game.
No,
I forgot what it was.
Miyamoto hasn't introduced it.
We will be
Well, there
back
was a
shortly.
Pikmin game that came out on the Switch.
Just kidding, we'll still be here.
Now I know that Scruffy's bro has got a lot of games that he shares with Scruffy. So I've heard you mention a lot of games like Breath of the Wild, but I wasn't sure if you had this game yet.
I do not have this one.
Just because we recently found out it's going to get updated soon.
Yes.
We got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah, we got a Switch with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
We are really hoping that the update's just not new Mii costumes, because that'll be very.
Hopefully
No,
they'll have.
dude, didn't you know the new update is they are literally going to add Scruffy as a player?
They're adding. No, are you kidding me? They're adding Ridley.
No,
He's
dude.
finally small enough
Ridley,
to fit into a
Ridley
car.
voiced by Scruffy. Yeah, but
All right.
Thank you guys so much.
You're very
welcome.
This was a complete surprise.
yeah, dude, like because we were all talking about how like you were sharing it with your family, and you wanted one for your own. So we
Now you get to
decided.
battle your family.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and also while we got you that one, Kyle's like, you know what? I'm gonna get one for myself, so he bought one too, and so then we got two new Nintendo Switches in the household.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. That's what happens when people go to these parties. They spend money.
Yeah. We
We
were.
got to save up
As
for
I
that.
said, Luther literally bleeds currency.
Yeah, dude.
He's like,
Yeah, but we
Really
sold
good.
it.
But we all pitched in for this one.
Yeah, gift from.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
gift from us, all of us to you, and even some people that weren't here, they PayPal'd, and so they're helping from miles away as well.
That's just so wonderful.
Yeah,
You're so wonderful.
yeah. Why do you think we did this, man?
You guys, you see what Pikmin does? It
Yeah.
brings people,
Oh
it
yeah.
brings people together.
Also, shout out to my mom. Because she's the one that showed me Pikmin when I was like 6.
And also
if it wasn't-
allowing us to stay here.
and if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't know any of these people. And most of these
Except
people,
me.
yeah, except for Chloe and maybe and Kate and Katie and Simon.
I
But
bet
not
I may
Sean.
not have met you.
Not Sean.
Oh yeah, dude, I know you too.
I
don't know the rest of you.
Oh yeah, I
There's
do know
actually
you.
not
Oh,
an
yeah, you.
insignificant amount of people here.
Luther, we still have our telekinetic spirit like entangled. You still would have known me.
Have you ever seen the movie Valerian? It'd be like how he keeps having visions of like the queen that he's never met before, and he's just like, I keep having nightmares about this face, dude. I don't know. Okay, yeah, and we have we're putting together a little trailer before the bingo battle tournament this Friday, and for the first time, we're gonna have a live face reveal of Scruffy himself.
Whoa, hold on.
No, I already talked to him. He said he's okay with it. Yeah,
It's gonna happen.
It's true. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna
happen.
Wait,
what
about a name reveal? It's Icy Wiener.
The best part, I do want to say this, Scruffy, because we haven't said this yet. The Switch has been in Luther's room the entire time.
Oh yeah.
It's just like,
Oh yeah. So in my room, on my computer setup, I have like boxes of like all this stuff I have like for my graphics card, for my keyboard, for my monitor, and we were like, dude, where are we gonna hide this? And I was like, dude, I have all these boxes here. I'm just gonna hide this in plain sight. So Scruffy like walked back and forth over this Nintendo Switch box the whole time, and it was.
I never suspected.
It was like, I was afraid someone was gonna be stupid in my room and knock it off the shelf, and he's gonna be like, why does this box sound like there's something in it?
So the entire time he was working hard and hard.
He was sitting right next to it.
On that acapella remix of.
Oh
of
yes.
we should
replay that. Yes. That is going to come out tomorrow on my channel. I'm going to release the new redone version
Sweet, I get
of
to
the
listen
end
to
of
it while at work.
Yes.
It is wonderful.
The end of day medley.
It was an honor to be in the same room.
Oh yes. It features everyone here singing along on the melody, and it's just it's
except me
wonderful.
because I've lost my voice almost. But yeah,
it was great.
Yeah, I love working on it. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
so much.
Well,
all right. With that,
is there anything else that we should finish up?
I think that's
no.
pretty much it.
So how do we end this? We just say okay, bye.
It's Josh's job.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Josh is the.
That's right. Oh, where'd it go?
It's the tradition.
You don't need the script for this.
Oh yeah. So
what?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So it's tradition around here, I guess, because some of you might not have, know about it. But we always finish it in a very specific way. So hopefully, all the newcomers catch on like in the next 2 seconds, or it's gonna get really awkward. So, all right. So everybody, thank you for watching. Tune in this Friday for the Bingo Battle tournament. And with that, captains dismissed.
Does this mean I can have the TV?
Yeah.
No.
Thanks, guys. Bye.